Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Catarina and I hope that you all are having a wonderful day so far. Today's video is going to be my review, swatches, and a demo of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit. And we're first going to take you along through the demo portion where you see me using all 6 shades and how I use them on my face and how I work with them. And then afterwards we'll go ahead and talk about the product itself, weigh out the pros, the cons, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. So I hope that you guys enjoy this video and let's get started. Okay, and I first want to set my under eye concealer. So I'm going to use the 2 shades. This one right here is Banana, and then I'm also going to use this one right here, it's Vanilla. And I just like to use a pencil brush, and I like to mix them in and pat right under my eye. But this eye right here has both of them, and then I'm going to just show you what just Banana looks like. That is the yellow shade right here because it is supposed to be the brightening shade. And so here is with just Banana on. So you can definitely see how it does brighten more, but it looks almost a little bit unnatural because it is so yellow. So I'm just going to take a little bit of Vanilla and pop that right over top. Alright, now we're going to bring some life into this because we look very flat and very ghostly. So then I really like to use the shade Havana. It is this more orange red toned bronzer kind of shade right here. I don't like using it so much to contour because it is so red, but I love using it to warm up the face. So I'm just going to use a blush brush by Real Techniques, get a little bit on there and just kind of lightly dust this where I'm going to contour, but this is just going to add some warmth to the face. That step is totally optional. I just feel like it really helps warm up the face, and I feel like that's going to be a perfect shade in the summertime especially because it just gives that really nice bronze look to the skin. And I really like to contour with this shade right here. This is the shade Fawn, and sometimes I like to mix it into the shade Java, but Fawn is a little bit more on the gray, cooler tone, and this is a little bit deeper of a brown. To contour, I'm going to use a Sephora contouring brush. This is the number 74. And I'll just mix the 2 shades. And then to contour, I'm just going to start at the top of my hairline. And when you bronze up the face like we just did, it kind of shows you that natural shadow that you want to intensify if you want to intensify it. So I'm just going to start right by the hairline. And I'm going to stop right under where my brow bone, where the tail of my brow ends. Then I'm going to drag it up the temples. Kind of like this. This is more of a dramatic contour, but you guys know I love that on a regular basis. Feel free to tone it down or intensify it, just depending on your preference. Taking a little bit more, I'm going to go right at the bridge of my nose, or right at the bottom of my nose right here. Because I do have a more Italian nose, so I like to create a shadow. That way it makes it look more slender and straight. And then we're going to go right on the sides of the nose. And then I'm going to go in with just a little bit of blush. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in Exposed. To finish it off, I'm going to go in with this shade called Sand. It is the shimmery shade in the palette. And I'm going to use a fan brush and just highlight my cheekbones and the bridge of my nose. And this is a completed look on how I use the Anastasia Contour Kit. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the product itself. The Anastasia Contour Kit retails for $40. So with that you get 3 bronzer contour shades, you get 2 matte highlighting shades, and then 1 shimmery highlighting shade. Something that I really enjoy about this palette is that they come with 3 different shade selections. So this one right here is the light to medium shade. They also have a medium to tan and then a tan to deep, which is all going to alter these 6 shades that you get right here. Me personally, I'm like an NC35 in MAC-ish, and I use a light to medium, and I find that I can use every single shade in this palette perfectly. The thing also that is kind of neat about this palette is that these are refillable. You can take these out. I like to just use a pair of tweezers, and you can just pop it out like that, And then on the back, it's going to tell you what kind it is. This one in particular is the yellow shade, so it is in the shade Banana. So let's go ahead and get into some swatches. I'm going to start with the bronzer shades right here. This shade right here is Havana. It is the most warm tone shade in this palette. And here it is swatched. This shade right here is Fawn. It is a more cooler gray toned brown. It's a lot lighter as well, but I really enjoy using this one for contouring. And here it is swatched. The last bronzer shade is right here. It's in the shade Java. It is a deeper kind of mixture between warm and cool shade, but it's more on the cooler side, I think. And there it is swatched. I find this one to not be as pigmented as the other two, but I like this to help deepen out a contour. Now, the highlight shades are pretty much not even worth swatching because they're going to blend into the skin so well, but I'm going to try. So this first shade right here is the shade Vanilla. Really good pigmentation. And we'll go. So, come out here, you can kind of see what vanilla looks like. Kind of like a peachy vanilla shade. Next shade right here is the shade Banana. It is your true yellow banana powder shade. And here is what Banana looks like. This last shade right here is called Sand. It is the one shimmery shade. I don't really like the texture of this one. Here it is swatched. I'm not too fond of it. It is a little bit chalky and a little bit rough feeling, but it does create, I think, a beautiful highlight on the face. Now, something that I wanted to mention is $40 is a little bit steep for a palette, and I did want to mention these e.l.f. Mineral Pressed Bronzers. These range for $3 or $5, and these are more pigmented. They are smoother. This one right here is in the shade Beach Bronze, and I'm going to put it right under, so there's Beach Bronze. You can see just the richness. They are so blendable. They are so affordable. So I just wanted to show an alternative to this palette if you do really like these shades and like the concept. e.l.f. has some great bronzers out. They are fairly new to e.l.f. And I'm going to show you this one as well. It's in the Caramel Cabana. This is going to be closer to Havana, which I should have put red underneath it. Like you can see, these two are very similar right here. To recap, my final thoughts on this palette is that it's amazing. I think it's a great price because you are getting those 6 shades. I personally love it. I use it every single day. I sometimes even use it on my eyes. I use it on my eyebrows. I just use it all over my face. I really enjoy it. And I do find myself continuing to refill these pans once I use them. Alright guys, so I really hope that you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Also, make sure to subscribe to my channel, that way you don't miss out on any of my videos. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!